So, Bobbi, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for asking me.
I mean, we have thousands of people who have signed up to listen to us talk today, and for
Aw.
some reason, I don't think it's for me.
Ah,
You have defined beauty, I feel like, with Bobbi Brown Cosmetics and now Evolution 18, your new company, which I'm excited to talk about amongst other things. But we were talking about beauty comes from the inside out. What's the tagline that you have?
beauty. Well, the name of my 9th book, by the way, is Beauty from the Inside Out.
Beauty from the inside out.
Yeah, beauty from the inside out. Because honestly, it's not just what you put on your face, it's how healthy you are, but it's also how you feel. If you don't feel good, there's no way you're gonna look good.
Right.
So taking care of yourself, you need less makeup. Simple.
You know, that makes me think of what we were talking about before we got on camera here. And it's really, what are the things that you're saying to yourself that perhaps don't make you feel great? And how do you change
Right.
that language that's in your mind?
It's so important, and people always say, how do I become confident? What is confidence? To me, confidence is really simple. It's just feeling good in your skin. And once you realize you can't be like other people, you can only be yourself, you might as well feel good in your body, and however that, manifests, it's going to make a big difference in how you feel and how you look to the world. And I learned this firsthand because breaking into the makeup industry, I started working with girls that had one name, supermodels: Linda, Cindy, Christy, Naomi.
Right.
And I was, 5 foot tall. I was 30 years old at the time. They were 18.
Right.
And, I could have compared myself to them and felt bad. And I realized that was a waste of time and energy.
Where would it get you?
Where would where it would get me? It would get me not feeling good.
Exactly.
And so I realized, I could appreciate their beauty and still feel okay about myself.
We're stuck with ourselves.
Yes,
for
we are.
better
We
or
are.
worse. We might as well
right.
love it.
But there's things you could change, and that's one thing that I
Okay.
love about, being a health coach. I love that I do think that people could change your outlook. You could change how you look. You could change how you feel in your body. You can get rid of pain in your body. You could do all these positive things if you just start paying attention to yourself.
I love that you said that. Things that you can change.
Yeah, things that you
First,
can
radical
change.
acceptance. Accept the
Right.
things that are happening now.
Yeah.
And now there are things that you can change. So
Right.
you created Bobbi Brown Cosmetics. There was a change there. You sold the company.
I sold the company. My husband and I sold the company after 4 years, but I stayed with the company 22 years as an employee, and I didn't think I was an employee, but I was. And I left 3.5 years ago to start my new venture.
So you made a change.
Yes.
And part of that was enrolling at IAN.
That was the first thing I did when I left the company, because I didn't really have time before. And I found out about IAN from my sister Linda, who is simple and well in Chicago. She is my best friend and just really talented. She's much stricter than I am when it comes to eating. And yes, Linda, I still drink. And but she told me about it, and it's changed her life. She has a career that she wouldn't have had years ago. And I didn't need the career, obviously, but I wanted the information. I wanted to understand all the things I was trying to figure out.
Right.
And the internet is not our friend. Dr. Internet, Dr. Google, just could make you crazy. And I learned so much going to IIN, particularly that what's right for me isn't right for other people.
Bioindividuality.
That's my favorite thing. Yes.
So we see that a lot of people do the course specifically to change their career, like your sister, but also just for transformation of themselves.
And it's amazing, and I think that, I'm sorry I never got to meet Joshua, but I think what he did is start this movement where if you help yourself, you help people around you, and it's not drastic changes, it's the little things that you're able to sustain. I always tell people, start with water. Like, it sounds so silly, but start with water. And, get rid of your sodas. Get rid of most of your sodas,
That feels like a good beauty hack from within as well.
It is.
Right?
Oh,
Because
it's
if you're
good.
more hydrated, what happens?
Your skin looks better. There's no question. Well, you feel better, your skin looks better, and often when I wake up in the morning and I think I'm having a bad beauty day and I look terrible, it's because I'm dehydrated.
Right.
So I make sure that I put water in my body. Sometimes I alkalize it. Sometimes I, put greens in it. I just do different. As long as I get it in, that's all that matters.
So how much water should we drink a day, do you think?
I read the same things you do, 8 glasses of water. You do your best.
Right.
I mean, I know that if I drink 4 glasses, I don't feel as good. And I try to, I'm not very good at math, so I forget if I drink 6, 7, or 8.
It could be 12.
Yeah.
Who knows? As
Yeah.
long as it's not 1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, my biggest problem is I'm friends with so many wellness experts, and
Right.
everyone has very different ideas. And it's confusing out there.
It really is. That's why you need the information so you can start to educate people. But one thing that I feel like people agree on, sleep, water,
Sleep, water.
right?
Yeah, sleep, water, moving your body, your life, your relationships, how you treat people, being nice.
Yeah.
Like all those things come back.
I love the beauty from within. So we talk about primary foods, right? And primary foods is not what you put on your plate.
Right.
It's having a spiritual practice. It's having relationships that really make you happy. And it's having like a career and a
Right.
purpose. So that's the first food that you're going to put into your body. And then the next food is just the nutrition you need.
And you need a little bit of, you don't need fear, because a lot of people that want to do some things, some changes, it's very fearful for people to make some changes. So, new careers, like realizing you don't love your job, you
Right.
should think about, I'm not just saying quit your job, everybody, but you should think about what you're going to do to maybe do something that brings you more joy and more money, hopefully,
Right.
both.
I feel like you've overcome a lot of fear.
I have. It's funny, I'm not fearful for myself. I worry about my kids, but that's just a mom's thing. But I think I have this attribute that I don't even know how I got it. It's just being naive. Like, I don't think things are not going to work out.
Yeah.
And if they don't work out, I'm like, okay, let me do something else. It's a message that says do it differently.
I think that's a mindset, right?
Yeah.
To be able to be where you were, you said this woman working with these supermodels with 1 names. Like, some people would say that would be fearful,
Right.
like of not being good enough. But you didn't have that, and then to start your own business, and then to sell that, and then to start another business. You're overcoming fear every day. Well, how do you do that?
I'm someone that loves to do things I don't know how to do. So, I was the beauty editor of the Today Show for 14 years, which, for you guys that are watching, was pre-Instagram. So it was a way that I reached people. I didn't do it for any reason. I just happened to meet this nice lady whose grandson was the executive producer, Jeff Zucker. And,
Okay.
She called Jeff and said, Bobbi wants to be on the Today Show. And he said, okay. That's how I got on.
Boom.
Boom. But I asked. I'm a regular on Elvis Duran. I'm his lifestyle guru, because I asked, and
like
he
that
said,
guy.
okay. Oh,
Yeah.
he's the best.
Yeah.
I could change some of his habits, though. Elvis, if you're listening, I'm working on it.
Something tells me
Yeah.
Elvis probably won't be listening
Yeah.
to the I.
He might.
All right.
We're besties. He
All
might.
right, good,
Yeah.
good. Well, that brings me to like mindset. So we talk a lot about mindset, and like your mindset is pretty strong. We're going to get to some like hacks in a second,
Yeah.
but in regard to mindset, to not worry about loss. Like, for example, just ask the question, and it got you on the show. You may feel this fear of what if they say no. That comes from a fear of loss, right? So I guess it's gratitude. Do you live with gratitude?
I do. I'm really grateful. Probably what I'm most grateful in my life is my health, my family.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky. 31 years married, 3 great kids. 1 just got engaged. Yay.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So yes, I am very grateful that my world and people in my world are doing well and support me. When I left the company, it was not the easiest time, and my friends were there for me. And I'll never forget who was there and who wasn't.
Right.
And you need a community, whatever your community, and you could build your own community. And all you need is 1 person.
Right. How do you build your own community?
You know what? You just make sure that you find who is supportive of you and who's not gonna, be the negative energy, and try to get rid of the negative energy. We all have them in our life, and you could feel them when you come near someone. Either someone you feel the energy or you feel the drain.
Right.
You gotta get rid of the drain.
Oftentimes people talk about, opening up to love, and you have to love, perhaps the way that just treat someone with kindness, and but I firmly believe that like part of health and part of wellness is creating boundaries. And if someone is a toxic energy for you,
Right.
you can still treat them with kindness and love, but move away from them.
Yeah, yeah, and realize you can't fix everyone. I mean,
Right.
that's something you learn with time. You know, there's people in my life that I've tried to help, and at some point you're like, I can't. I just, nothing I do is helping. They don't listen. I'm there to support them, but I'm not, you know, feeling upset or angry that they're not listening to me. You know, everyone has their own journey.
Right. So do you think that gratitude we can add to the sleep and water list of the things from within that make you beautiful?
Yes, I do. I do. And you know, it's funny when you see someone that you wouldn't necessarily think was a beautiful human being physically, and then you get to know them and you just see this radiant beauty coming out of them. And I've also seen it the opposite, where there's some models I've worked with who are not very nice, and then you start to see their flaws. It's really
Right.
funny, like their teeth that aren't right, or their something where you wouldn't notice that on other people.
Right. But learning to be grateful and live in a sense of abundance only makes you more attractive, I feel like.
It does, and it makes you feel better. I mean, you know, people say, why do you help people? Because I do it for myself, because it makes me feel good. And, you know, I think that kindness to strangers is even more important than kindness to people around you.
Right.
You know, the Uber driver, the person in the grocery store, you
What's
know.
your rating?
What's my rating? It's actually not as
give it a
perfect.
4.
Well, it's not as perfect as I like, only because I've messed up the app a few times. So, you know, it's not because I wasn't nice, but I guess, you know, I didn't show up or something.
I guess the best rating is 5. I would bet that you're a 5.
I'm not quite a 5.
Okay,
no,
well,
no.
there's something to work on. At
Yeah,
least you got that.
exactly,
You got that
yeah.
to focus on. You know, I really feel like we were talking about this morning, and having that gratitude and abundance, you know, is important. And oftentimes, you don't recognize what you have until you start to help others. And you mentioned this. Why do you feel so good? Our higher power, our creator, the universe, whatever we want to refer to it, gave us this wonderful gift. And it was, you're going to feel so great when you start to help other people and like focusing out. So how did IN help you get there?
It originally came from growing up in a family where my parents were really nice people and they always helped people around them. So, you know, kids learn by watching. So that was something that, you know, we did. We helped people. And, you know, IIN, for me, has been just to be part of the community and to be able to, you know, meet like-minded people and, you know, be able to help people that I'm not an official coach. I don't have, you can't book me, but I help people. I do. I can't help it. It's my nature. I'm always telling people, make these little changes. It'll make a difference. Even the girls that work for me, you know, some have lost weight, some has given up their Diet Coke habit. I won't
Looking
tell
in
you
the
who's sitting in the
audience over there.
room, but she's like, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
And I didn't harass her. I just pointed it out quite a few times.
Yeah, until we got the point.
Yeah, and you know what, and she saw it. You know, I don't want to judge because I do things that other people judge. They're not the healthiest. And I think they're fine. And I don't want to give them up.
Right.
And it's fine.
So those are some of the things that we teach. Can we talk about some other so some cosmetic things. What would you recommend for just a healthy, whole cosmetics that you can use to be looking your best?
Right. Well, first of all, cleaning your face with something that doesn't dry it. I just go the old-fashioned way. I get coconut oil. I keep it in my bathroom. I wash my face with it. Takes off all my eye makeup. And sometimes I don't even need a moisturizer because the cushion stays on the face.
Okay.
So that's really great. Apple cider vinegar, I mean, I've used it for every beauty thing you could think of. It's a good hair rinse.
Okay.
I actually soaked, you know, my feet in it today because, you know, it just kind of gets you going.
Yeah.
And I drink it when I can. I've been known to just kind of walk.
I take shots of it in the morning.
I'm just gonna say I go through the refrigerator and I sometimes just go do it straight.
Yeah.
So you could tell
Hair
who
of the
like
dog.
you could tell who
Apple
likes
cider
tequila
vinegar.
here.
Yeah,
So
yeah, exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. And so the new company. Tell us about the new company that you've started now.
So Evolution 18 is a wellness company that makes products that help people with different things. So for example, there's a lot of collagen in the products, which helps skin, helps your joints, and you know, I put collagen powder in my smoothies every day. I put in my coffee sometimes. Yes, I still drink espresso,
Right.
and I'm not giving that up.
No, that's something
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
giving up.
not. What do you put in yours?
I put in some coconut oil, almond milk, and that'll do it.
And does that work for intermittent fasting or not?
Well, if I ever intermittent fasting, I bet
Then
it
you
would.
wouldn't do that,
Yeah.
But do you ever intermittent fast?
I have intermittent fasted.
Yeah.
I felt great.
I've been doing it, and it really does help.
Yeah, and then living, that's an interesting way of eating. So now we were just talking about this, the holidays. We're out every night.
Right.
No one really wants to eat dinner at 5 o'clock, so I
Right.
can stop eating at 8.
Right.
So what do you do when you're intermittent fasting? Maybe you change your diet at that point.
Well, to me, it's actually gotten me through the holiday season because I finish eating at 9, and then I don't eat the next day till 11. That's 14 hours.
Oh, that's good.
That's doable, and it helps. It helps digestion. It helps with everything.
There's so many benefits that they're talking about
Yeah.
for the gut biome. Just give it a chance to recover.
Right. So, I don't know. We don't know what works and what doesn't, but one of the things I love is that there's things that will make a difference. And a lot of the products that I made for Evolution 18, they help you live, an easier life. And a lot of them I make for myself. There's one that's called Afternoon Chocolate, and I made it, and it says it right on the package. It'll keep me away from the breadbasket.
Okay.
Because it's got just the right amount of fiber, fat, and protein, and it's really delicious. I have a hot cocoa every afternoon, and it works wonders.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they all, which one of them have CBD in it? I know
it's
these have CBD.
No. That is carrot. That is biotin.
Okay.
That's for your hair. No, the new one that just launched last week that's only on our direct-to-consumer, it's called Chill.
Okay.
Yeah, who doesn't need to chill? And those are CBD gummies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
And it really does help. No THC in them, just the CBD.
They're good too. I tried them the other day.
Yeah, they taste really good. And I don't know if it's psychosomatic, but I feel a little more calm when I eat them.
Isn't everything
Yeah.
psychosomatic?
Whatever works.
Yeah, so we talk about this a lot too. It's like the inflammation of your
Yeah.
mind. Like whatever you can convince your mind of is going to work. If you can lower that inflammation with a belief that like what you're taking is making you healthier, and as long as it's not aspartame from Diet Coke or something like that.
Well, these are supplements. So the line are supplements. So they supplement your healthy diet. If you don't have a healthy diet, they're not going to do anything. And I also love having this company because it gives me a platform to really talk about what I care about, what I believe in, and that's health and wellness.
Right.
What lifestyle, whether it's makeup, whether it's talking about entrepreneurship or relationships. I just really like helping people live better lives.
Let's talk about entrepreneurship a little bit, because a lot of the people watching are about to start their own business. I mean, health coaches are also going into hospitals and wellness centers.
Yes.
But a lot of them go on to start their own business. And that, we talked about fear before, but what are the steps? It's like, okay, now you have to start your business. What's the next, you have an idea. What's the next step you take?
Well, not just people starting their own businesses. Anyone that graduates from here, have their own business because they're going to want to get clients. How do you get it?
Right.
You know what? The first thing you do is not borrow money that you have to pay back.
Don't borrow money.
Don't put yourself in debt. No. Think, what could you do for free that's gonna have people hear what you're about and that let them sign up? Well, first of all, Instagram, hello.
Yeah.
Like, don't, stop posting pictures of yourself dancing on tables and your children crawling. Post pictures about health and wellness, or, make sure the content, and talk to other people on Instagram, because that's how you grow your platform.
Okay.
Go in and give, little talks at your local, church, temple.
Right, you can start with
anywhere.
a talk to 3 people.
Yeah, exactly. And, maybe one of those people will tell you, will say, I want you to help me. Have a low price when you begin, so it's affordable for people. Have business cards. Never walk anywhere without some kind of business card. I know it's old-fashioned, but you got to have a leave behind, because we have so much information that we'll forget.
Yep.
So I actually bought a business card folder, so I don't have to put things in my contacts. I just keep it. I have a card folder. Very old school, but it really works.
What's old is new now too.
It is.
So almost getting a nice thick cardstock business card, it makes people remember you.
It does.
No one's carrying business cards.
Yeah, and there's some people will put it in their wallet, other people will put it on their bulletin board. Some people will throw it away, but it's not that much money. It doesn't hurt. But the thing about your career and being an entrepreneur, you never stop. Like you can't say, oh, I've made it. No, you always have to improve who you are. And it's the same thing being an entrepreneur as being a human being.
Right.
You always have to work on becoming a better version of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
learning more, what you could do. And I have a great role model. My dad, who's 84 years old, is a children's book author,
Really?
a retired attorney that started his new career at 70.
That's
He's
amazing.
written screenplays, and he just keeps going.
Really?
Yeah, and you know what? You're never too old and you're never too young to just do things better and different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So follow through with that idea. See people, even if it's a small crowd, you never know who
You
you're
never
going to meet.
know.
Make it affordable
Right.
so that people can actually take advantage of it.
Or sometimes why not do it for free? Help, and why not help out someone that can't afford it and just do it for free. You learn your skills, you help someone.
For experience.
Yeah, you have experience, and then guess what? They'll write some kind of testimonial, you post it, someone sees it. It's kind of like like a sponge. You just keep going and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
It's the ripple effect that we talk about.
It is. It makes a difference.
We were talking about Instagram and stop posting pictures of
things you don't want people to see.
Right. You have to start to create your story.
Right.
So, and then we were talking about content. So posting a lot versus like posting the really good stuff, there's some difference in opinion about what you should do when you get on Instagram. Should you post every day or every hour, or should you wait until you have like really something good to post?
I think you post every day, at least once a day. I don't think you need to post more than once, but if you have things to say, you could post twice, but I think that's the most.
Right.
But Insta stories are great because you could do that
all day long.
All day long. All day long.
Yeah.
And there's this little, if you are on Instagram and you are a business, then you look in insights and you could see how many people unfollowed you and how many new followers you get. So there's all that information. It's a business tool.
Yeah.
It happens to be something that I really enjoy because I'm a visual person and I just love, to be able to take a photo and write a caption. But I also love teaching and telling stories on Instagram. So Instagram has been, a big part of the business.
What is something that you teach on Instagram?
A lot of makeup.
Okay.
I recently shot a masterclass, makeup masterclass.
Yeah.
So it's been great for me to be able to really talk about, simple things like how to line your eye and where to put blush. And,
okay.
I'm lucky I have this archive of great photos from, when I was a young makeup artist. And I've learned a lot and, I teach back.
Mm-hmm. How do you line up your blush?
On the apple of your cheek, you go up into the hairline, you go down, hopefully I did an okay job
you did a great
today.
job.
Okay,
Like,
good.
it's pretty good.
And if you have no blush, just pinch your cheeks.
Pinch.
It's the right color. That's the color blush, by the way. When you pinch your cheeks, that's the color
Okay,
that
you're
you should
wondering
buy.
what color blush you should buy. Pinch your cheeks,
pinch your
and there
cheeks,
you go.
and that's the color.
See the things we're learning here today?
Yeah, and with this new world, there's a lot of new clean beauty brands launching, and I think that's pretty exciting for this, for this time in our lives.
Mm-hmm. So graduates of INN have gone on to create wellness centers, clean beauty products. Purely Elizabeth created like delicious granola.
Yep, she's a friend of mine.
Is
Yeah,
she?
we serve her granola at our hotel, the George.
Right.
Yeah.
You're creating these amazing products that you have. Where else do you think that Coach fits in? Where else do you think you can use what you learned at IN?
Well, certainly, through wellness businesses, through helping other people. But, what I loved about this program is not just the information and listening to all the experts and listening to, to Joshua, but it's also they teach you how to take your knowledge and turn it into a business. I got out of college, I did not have any of this information. So I think the practical information is so valuable here. And I do really believe that when you are helping other people, like I work with other entrepreneurs, people always ask for advice. We help each other. And I've learned a lot from a lot of the young entrepreneurs, how different businesses are right now.
Right.
So, you never stop learning and you never stop giving back.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what's next for you?
Hopefully I'm going on a vacation. Yeah.
Where?
Oh, Colorado.
All right.
Yeah.
Like skiing or something?
I watch everyone ski. Yeah, no,
Okay.
I just kind of chill out.
Yeah. But you're with family, so
I'm
it's
with
important.
family. Yeah, I'm with my posse, so I'm
Okay.
really happy.
Good.
So, what's next for me is, I am launching a podcast, and
I can't wait.
Yeah.
You said I could be on that podcast.
yeah, you're
gonna
going to be
hold
on.
you to it.
I have a lot of questions for you. This is not my interview, but I have a lot of questions for you.
Good. I like questions. I
Yeah.
like getting the questions
Yeah.
better. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm someone that likes to work. I don't really have hobbies,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm hopeful in the new year that I will do meditation. It's on my list. I can't find the list, but
You
it's
don't
on my
currently
list.
do meditation?
I don't.
Okay.
I do yoga, I breathe,
Mhm.
but I don't do enough of alone time.
Okay.
I have to
'Cause
work
you're
on
so
that.
busy.
I am busy.
Oftentimes we say that I don't have time for a long time.
No, I don't make time for alone time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's the distinction.
I schedule in my exercise.
Right.
I have,
That's good.
I schedule it in, so it has to happen. But I don't schedule alone time.
I'm going to add one to the list that we have. Do you remember what the list? Beauty from the inside out. It's now water, collagen powder.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Vodka.
Yeah,
No.
vodka.
Yeah.
It's water, abundance,
Right.
gratefulness, and there was one more that we said. Okay. Well, sleep.
Sleep, yes.
Okay, and then I'm going to add in meditation
Yeah.
because when we can get our mind, and our minds are so inflamed,
Right.
Inflammation in our body, but it starts with our mind. It's
Right.
like everything going on, and
Right.
where are we going to be, and who are we going to be with? That if we can just get that 3 minutes or 5 minutes of like,
Right. I'm
Release.
sure, yes, I know it's going to be a game changer. And my favorite thing someone said to me that it's not what you're eating, it's what's eating you. And I'm like, yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah, and you know what? When I let go of some of the angst, like my friend's onion rings last night, I didn't order them. She did, but I ate a couple.
Yeah.
You know what? It didn't bother me.
Yeah.
Where a couple years ago, it probably would have really bothered me because I would have made myself crazy about it.
Well, it's because stress makes you crazy. It ages you. It makes you look unhappy.
Yeah.
And it just makes you unhappy. And guess what? It makes other people unhappy.
Right,
So
but I don't think anyone has a stress-free life, but it's how you handle it.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference.
I even read a statistic that people are more we have stress for a reason. We
Yeah.
feel that response for a reason. And I read a statistic that people are more successful when they feel a little bit of that stress. So it's not to say we shouldn't have stress
Right.
or worry, but it's how do we use it and cope with it?
Right. How do you de-stress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good, Bobbi. It's so fun to talk to you.
You too.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yep. Thank you for asking me.
Yep. We'll talk again soon.
Okay, thanks.